The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, I'm Donta.
And hey, I'm Dana.
And welcome to the Donta Show.
What's up, Village? It's your boy Kwame, the man with the plan behind the stands. I'm going to go ahead and make this quick because some of y'all got mouths and be talking mess in the comments and saying that the intro commercial is too long. So, I got something for you. Here we go. Let's get into it. Before we bring out these awesome kings, I need you to stop what you're doing. Excuse me? Excuse me? Ma'am, sir, you. Whether you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, I need you to go ahead and share this live stream. Donta and Dana didn't get all dressed up for you not to share their melanated goodness, so share. You share everything else up in here. Share some quality content for your boys. Now that we mentioned YouTube, are you subscribed to the Donta Show's YouTube? Oh, you're not? Oh, girl. I'm going to need y'all to get it together. Join the village. Go over to www.youtube.com/Donta Morrison. And when you get a chance, head over to Dr. Morrison's. That's right, your boy got his PhD. Head over to Dr. Donta Morrison's website, www.dontamorrison.com, where you can learn more about the man, the myth, the legend known as Donta. And while you're at it, grab some TDS merch and his books. Yes, purchase those smutty books filled with smut. Grab The End of the Rainbow and Yesterday Clarified. And last but not least, head over to the company that put this all together, Pyro Media Network. Pyro Media Network is a proactive network focused on providing an innovative space for content creators and entrepreneurs. PMN is dedicated to giving its viewers a diverse entertainment experience while helping content creators elevate their production, engagement, and overall branding. To date, PMN has reached over 1 million viewers and listeners internationally, produced over 52 successful shows with high ratings and fanfare, and has housed over 60 content creators, brands, and businesses through entertainment and consulting services exclusive to PMN. Pyro Media Network is a network that makes you feel at home. So if you have an idea for a show, podcast, or need some professional video and audio production for your business or brand, then join the Pyro family today. Go ahead and visit www.pyromedianetwork.com and we will show you how to go to the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please help me welcome my brothers from another mother, the dynamic duo, the melanated kings themselves, Donta and Dana. Let's get it. Let's go!
What's up, Village? Welcome to another edition of the Donta Show. Happy Monday. Happy last day of Black History Month. I am here. I am your boy, Donta Morrison, and I am glad to be seen on this evening. And I would not be complete without introducing my phenomenal co-host, partner in crime, the man, the myth, the legend. Y'all know him as Dana Dane. What up, fam?
What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's feeling good tonight and good spirits and just ready to get poured into.
Yes. So, we got a phenomenal show tonight. We're gonna talk about the Ukraine a little bit, but we got some other stuff we're gonna cover, and I hope that you are ready. So, do me a favor, start sharing the show, start inviting your friends, family, cousins, and loved ones, everybody on the block. Just tag them in the thread, get them up in here. And listen, if you have not done so yet, make sure to follow the Donta Show on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/Donta Morrison. It will cost you absolutely nothing to do that. All right, it is free. It is free, so do it for your health, do it for your wealth, do it for us. We appreciate it. Dana, it's Monday, first day of the week. How you doing, man?
Hey, you know what? I'm here. I can see you. You can see me. So I can say I made it thus far to 8:07 p.m. just fine. Because millions didn't make it.
Right, millions didn't make it.
Glad I'm one of the ones
that did. So y'all know we always have a phenomenal lineup of conversation and dialogue, and tonight is going to be no different. So I'm going to ask you right now, those of you who are watching already in advance, what are y'all thoughts on what's going globally right now? You know, we got Russia, we got the Ukraine. What are your thoughts? I was watching the Thais report last week, and Thais talked about, we need to, pray for the Ukraine, pray for all that's going on, and all that kind of stuff. And, folks was in the comments, and folks be like, pray for what? I'm like, what's up, Brian? Bam. Like, pray for what? Gas is going up. I can't afford to put gas in my car. Food prices high. COVID is still a thing. I ain't got time to be praying for Ukraine. What are y'all thoughts? I know fresh out the bat, I asked that question because a lot of folks don't even know what's going on in the Ukraine.
Right, exactly.
Like, so we going to war or no? Because I don't get it. I don't understand it. So I want to know, what are your thoughts on it? Are you highly concerned, moderately concerned, no concern at all? Where are you at? Michelle, pray for my pockets. Look at here, Ebo Shah. Look at here, pray for my pockets. Brian said, buy defense stocks. Right? Buy defense stocks. I think that's a good thing. It's always some maneuvering financially that can occur in times of war and crisis and stuff like this. Follow that stock market because you can come on the other side, kind of, swollen your pockets. Pam said it's scary what's happening in the world right now. And Pam, when I read comments like that, I'm like, what part? It's so much happening in the world right now. We still got COVID going on. We still got, we got this Ukraine thing. We still got all this, right? We got a lot of stuff going on. So when you think about like that, Pam, what are we talking about? What part is scary? So Dana, what's your thoughts on it? How you feel about it? I feel real ratchet.
I didn't even, you know what? If I was next to you, I would have did one of your numbers. I'd have stuck my hand just to the right. I'd have stuck my hand out like this. Somebody needs to be there with their hand going in your face.
Right. Right. With a little napkin.
Right.
All right, go ahead, Dana. How you feel about it?
You know what? It's crazy to me because, growing up, we went, you and I, we're at the age where we've been through, 2 or 3 wars that in our lifetime. And it's like, when things like this happen, it not only affects us personally, because we already got so much going on. Like you said, when Pam said it's scary what's happening in the world right now. What? They're still killing black people, even if the war is going on. That ain't gonna stop. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's affecting our pockets. It's affecting our economy. So I feel that
is it affecting our economy?
Yeah, I think so.
How?
Because we have to pay to send that's coming out of our tax dollars.
But we ain't send nobody over there.
Not yet.
We're not even in it. We literally sit back off to the side like, yo, y'all handle that. What's up, Shantae?
You know why though? I'm gonna tell you why. Because old boy said, basically he said, yo, if whoever jumps in this fight, that'll be a bad thing for y'all to do. And I think America was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yes and no, not really. I mean, it's really we'll dive deeper into it, about what's going on and why America and a lot of nations are just kind of sitting back, like, we're gonna sit this out and see what's gonna go on. But jumping in is not what we're gonna do. We ain't scared of y'all.
Right,
It's not something that we can do right now because of all the agreements that we have, the UN, NATO, and all that kind of stuff. So we'll dive into it. But comments, what are y'all saying? What are y'all saying? Brian says volatile stock market is affecting us if you don't diversify. Yes, Brian, that's next level stuff. Brian, what do you do, man? Are you a stockbroker? Because Brian be using words that you really on the stock market. When you hit bell ring, then you Brian talking.
Ain't nobody gonna be in the gym like, yo, dog, you made a nice layup, but did you volatile stock?
Right. Michelle says sitting back for now. I believe it will come to that. It will come to that. So,
I think so.
I agree. But I think a lot of folks are really just, like Pam said, is so much going on left and right. We don't know what to focus on. Now, I will say, hey, cuz Keisha, I will say that if Donald were still in office, we'd already be over there.
Yeah, we would have started it.
We'd have been over there. If Donald was still in office, we'd have been over there. We'd have been sitting right in the middle of it, wondering, well, what are we doing here? What are we here for?
Right.
Because, Donald's all about that. Donald loves to go shake tables and ruffle feathers. Joe is a politician. Joe said, speaking of politicians, where's Kamala? Where's the
she was with him. I don't know if you saw the young lady get for the Supreme Court seat. Did you see that?
I saw it.
She was standing there behind him. That was the first time I've seen her in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen
her in a while, but she's probably somewhere getting her hair done. Like she probably like, she's girl. Not this hair and these nails.
I haven't seen her in a while. Shantae says, I don't think so. Trump loves Big P. Right. Trump loves some Putin. Trump loves Putin. So maybe Trump would not have gone against Putin, but Trump would have been somewhere in the mix, whispering in somebody's ear, talking about, well, if this go down, we got your back.
Who's to say that he's still not involved?
I mean, that is true. That is true. Kwame said he would just give Ukraine to Russia in a box. Right. Here you go. They're all yours. Go do it. All right, y'all. Every episode we have the Dana drop. And that's the time when I bow out and Dana takes full screen and he motivates, encourages, and inspires y'all to be greater and better. So right now it is time for the what?
The Dana drop.
Dana drop. Boom.
What's going on, beautiful people? I pray that everyone is in good spirits and good health during this time. Please, if you haven't already done so, as my partner said at the beginning of the show, travel over to youtube.com and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing. All it costs is a click. Just hit it, subscribe, tell a friend, share it, and let's get us up to those numbers, all right? All right, I'm just going to encourage you all for today. It's just a couple of little excerpts I'm going to be reading from this one book. Called Walking with God. And I hope this encourages you a little bit. And this one right here is called Encouragement for the Daily Journey. All right. Most of us have experienced adverse circumstances that dramatically affect us and as well as those we love. How often has your world been disrupted by serious illnesses, death, failure, and financial disaster? Nevertheless, I'm sorry, I put a T on that. Nevertheless, you have the assurance of God's love for you. Remember that. No matter what you're going through, no matter what comes your way, no matter what circumstances you come up against, just always remember that God is never going to put anything on you that you cannot bear. Yes, there are going to be tests, but just take those tests as something that you have to go through and pass to get you to the next level. Take a test and take that and let that be your testimony for when you get to that next level of what it is that you're trying to accomplish. you can give that story and say, I went through this. So if something else comes up, I know that I can make it as long as I keep my head and my direction going forward and knowing that God's love is always going to be there for you. However, you may not, some unexpected events and circumstances that cause you may have great anxiety. Some of this stuff may just want you to just give up and break down and fall out or whatever. Some things to some people even have them having suicidal thoughts. But just think about God's love for you. Think about what he had to endure. Think about what he had to go through. Think about those things. Here we go. Sorry, excuse me, I lost my spot. Okay, these things and anxiety, never lose sight of the fact that Jesus loves you with an unfailing, eternal, and perfect love. He will ease your burden if you turn to him in prayer and faith. Just have faith in him. Turn to him, prayer. Go down on your knees in that quiet time on your lunch break and things like that. And some of you, I'm not sure if you believe in God or those who believe in other beings, pray to that. Pray to them. Whatever your belief is. I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm just talking about my God and who I serve. So go and get on your knees and pray and have faith, knowing that he's going to get you through whatever it is that you're coming up against. He will turn your fears and concerns into joy, into love, into happiness. Just allow him to do that. His Holy Spirit is here to comfort you and lead you. Regardless of circumstances or how dark the future may seem, if you take God at his word and listen to his promises, you will enjoy his blessings. I'll say that one more time. Regardless of circumstances or how dark the alley may seem or how big the wall may be or however wide the sea may be, if you take God at his word and listen to his promises, you will enjoy his blessings and as well as his peace that drives out all fear. It drives out all fear. So at the end of the day, the power of prayer works. What comes out of your mouth, what you put in the universe, it works. You just have to have faith and believe it. And faith without works is what? You already know what that is. So have faith, work, and continue to stay on the path that God has put you on to get to that next level, and know when you get to that next level, you're going to have a testimony about the test that you had to go through. Everyone watching, everyone in our village has a testimony of how God has brought them through something to get them to something. You can't drive across the country without going through any storms. It's not going to be a perfect drive. You could drive from New York to California, but you're going to go through some things to get here. But when you get here, you're going to sit and tell everybody, I had to drive through the snow. I had to drive through a sandstorm. I had to drive through a tornado. That's your testimony of getting to the next place of where you want to be. So take that test, take all that fear and darkness and take it to God in prayer and let him be the light in your dark path. And I guarantee you that you'll get to that next level in your work, your job, your dreams, or whatever aspirations that you have. If you just allow him to be the driver and you just go along for the ride, but do your work, I guarantee you that things are going to pour out for you. Doors are going to open up for you, and you're going to run through them in victory. All right? This is a peace sign when I say peace, but it's also a V, because after the peace, there's victory. There's victory in peace. All right? And that's the Dana drop. And if you don't believe me, let them know how you feel, bro.
Yes.
I'm out. Peace.
Everybody needs a good word of encouragement every now and again. Good sermonette, Dana. Good sermonette on a Monday. Because I was thinking like, okay, so he gonna take a text next. Turn to your word.
From the book of Hebrews.
Right. I was like, okay, what we doing? We doing tithes and offerings? What's going on here? No, good word, bro. Good word. Good word. Hey, y'all. So listen. So we started out before the data drop talking about the conflict in the Ukraine, what's going on between the Ukraine and Russia. Now, I'm not going to do a deep dive into that because I'm not a political pundit. I don't do politics. I don't research politics. I don't review politics and all that kind of stuff. But I do know there's a whole lot of hullabaloo going over there in Europe right now that needs to be squashed. You know,
Right,
now
right.
I have been watching the news and I do see that Ukraine got beauty queens strapping up. I think it was Miss Ukraine. You know, she was like an international beauty pageant. You know, she put down her crown and picked up an AK and was like, whoever crossed this border to, you know, threaten our country, our nation, you know, you're gonna get these hands. So it's a lot of stuff going on. Hey, Cuzzo. Hey, Cuzzo.
What's up, Cuzzo?
Going on over there. But what I want to dive into, because it is Black History Month. And despite all that is going on in the Ukraine, they are still finding a way to be racist.
Yeah, they got tennis players suiting up and everything.
So in times of crisis, in times of war, it never fails that they find a way to further marginalize people of melanated hue. And what I'm talking about, African refugees over in the Ukraine are being denied, or not, I'm not going to say denied, they're being pushed to the back of the line when it comes to crossing the border. One student in Ukraine who's there at medical school is talking about, you know, I'm here to learn, yada, yada, yada. They told them, you can't get on this bus to get up out of here. No Black folks are allowed on this bus. So here's my question, people. Where Black Lives Matter. How do we continue to be so supportive and lighting candles and lighting vigils and all this kind of stuff for countries and people that still marginalize us and practice racism against us? People in Ukraine, Black, who want to get out, want to be safe, just like everybody else there, are being denied access to other countries because of their skin color. So I'm trying to figure this out because we always see people after something happens, Black people particularly on Instagram, we'll see pray for Paris, pray for France, pray for Istanbul, pray for this, pray for that, pray for the Ukraine. But over in the Ukraine, they pushing Black folks out the line and say, no, y'all can't cross right now. We got to let our own go through first. So, you know, like Dietrich said, we focus on us. Then when we focus on us, you got the other ones like, well, you know, we're here for you guys in your time of crisis. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. So Dana, I'm not sure if you saw all of that that's happening over in the Ukraine about them not allowing African. And my thing when I say refugees, that always just gets stuck in my craw. Because they called the survivors of Katrina, they called them refugees. They're not refugees, they're American citizens that are trying to escape a hostile situation. So what are your thoughts on that, Dana?
You know what? I'd look at it as the same way that I would look at racism and stuff here in the United States. It's not everybody. So when people say pray for such and such and pray for, everybody's not racist. Everybody's not racist. So when you say pray for something or pray, I mean, there's still children there. There's still elderly people there. There's still some people there. Everybody in the United States is not racist. Everybody's not a bad cop. Everybody, you know.
No, so when everybody in the United States is not white,
right?
So,
but I mean, just because they're not white doesn't mean they're racist. It could be racist Latin people, racist anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So
only white folks can be racist. Only white folks can be racist because the majority, whoever's in control can be racist. Blacks and Latinos can be prejudiced. We can be prejudiced, but we can't be racist. We can't be racist.
But I just when I look at it as I believe it was just those individuals who were in charge of that situation, not allowing them to get on the bus or what have you. I just look at it for that situation that it was there right there because all while school's going on, that person over there professing and stuff like that, they weren't getting raced. You know what I'm saying? So I think it could be just for that situation. That's just how I look at it.
Okay, and that's fair. That's fair. My pushback is this. whoever told the black person they could not go across the border said it in front of a whole bunch of other people that looked just like them that supported what they said. So basically, if I'm in line, behind the black person, I'm white, and the border guy says you can't go before these white people, and I watch the black person get kicked out the line and sit to the back, and I'm white, and I cross over, my silence is consent. So I'm like,
Exactly.
okay, well then I agree with this border person. So that means it now funnels into the whole line. So everyone is complicit to how this black person was treated. No one stepped out and said, wait a minute, this is not right. Let everybody go across according to where they are in line. They saw the black person get kicked to the side. They saw the black person, you can't get on this bus because you black. Nobody got off the bus to stand in solidarity with the blacks. None of the white folks got off. So I'm like, you know, I'm tired of us being at the bottom of everybody's barrel.
Yeah.
You know, we're better than that. We're bigger than that. You know, we deserve our seats at the table, but yet and still, when something goes down, you know, we always the first one running to the rallies and like putting up new banners on our profile pages and whatnot. So I'm just saying, yes, right, DJ, unconscious bias.
Yeah.
They'll come unconscious bias. And it's like, you stood behind me, white person, when this white man told me I could not cross, and you said nothing. So,
but I like what Sharitha just said. Black lives only matter to other races when it's convenient for them, and I totally agree with that. I agree with that. It only matters to when it seems like our lives only matter to them when they can get something out of us, or we're doing something for them, or they can benefit off of whatever it is that we've got to bring.
Or it's going to save their business from getting looted.
Right. Let me get a couple of black people in here so I won't get looted.
Yeah, they'll stand in solidarity as long as we don't throw a Molotov cocktail through their business. You know, I like what Deidre said. It's enough racists that make it an overall issue. Right. The majority. There are enough racists for us to recognize it being a problem, not only in America, but we're seeing this now in the Ukraine. That is blatant racism. You are denying folks access to freedom and liberation based upon the color of their skin. If that's not racist, I don't know what it is. So now I can sit back and look at every Ukrainian and be like, yeah, but you crying because your nana, you know, can't get across the border. Well, my nana was over there as well, and she was kicked out the line. She can't even walk to the border. At least your nana's in line to cross. You know, and I know that when we speak like that, people are like, oh my God, Donta, you sound so radical and so mean and so this and so that. Well, I'm also so black, and I'm also so tired, and I'm so worn out, and I'm so over it, because we are constantly told to you know, turn the other cheek and keep hope alive and all that kind of stuff. One day somebody gonna run up on the wrong black person, and it's gonna be real ugly, because we're gonna stand in solidarity for real, and we're gonna see some things change. You know, and I always joke with Deidre Neal when we started our doctorate program. You know, I was more Martin and she was more Malcolm.
Right.
And we was going through the PhD program through the whole George Floyd and civil uprising and all that kind of stuff. And I felt myself evolve into this by any means necessary type thinker, because enough is enough. So knowing that we're in time of possible war, I mean, bombs are dropping on this country, and they still have time to be racist. I'm like, okay, all right. You know what? All right, here we go.
And then if we go help them as black people in the military. So it's just yeah, it's crazy. I don't get it. And going back, just to go back a little bit on what you were saying about how everybody's pray for Paris and pray for this. All of that is, I think people do a lot of that stuff to be the first one to do it. Let me be the first one to post this. Let me be the popular person. You know, it's almost like when somebody dies, you got to be the first person to post it. You know, you got to be the first person to announce it. You got to be. That's just.
But people are doing it. People are doing it with no true understanding of
right. Exactly.
No true understanding. I like what Brian wrote. Brian said, for me, we're all at the bottom if we aren't at the decision-making top of the economic food chain. Come on, economic food chain.
See, that's
After
Brian.
a certain time, it becomes the oppression Olympics. And that's when it goes into pedagogy of the oppressed. You know, those of you who've read that book by Paulo Freire, he basically talks about oppressed people oppressing people because they're not as oppressed as the ones they're oppressing. We see that so often, especially within the Black community. You know, it's like we oppress our own because we feel that we have arrived. And as a Black man, an educated Black man with a good job, house, car, all that, I still have not arrived. So I still remain humble enough to get down in the trenches with my brothers and sisters that are trying to make it up. You know, but that's just me. I'm
but no, you're right,
because where they came from.
Because no, a lot of times it's serious about what you're saying, because even though we have Black people that are billionaires, millionaires, at the end of the day, you're still Black. They could take all that money from you, you're still Black. So
Period.
you can have that money, you can have the houses, you can have the cars. You still ain't arrived. Yeah, you got a little bit of something to sit on. You're still Black.
Because I always say, I mean, I applaud Oprah, I applaud Tyler Perry, I applaud Jay-Z and Beyonce, I applaud them. But at the end of the day, they are nothing but rich N-words in America, because whites will never give them their just due, because they still see them as Black. They still see them as ex-slaves. They still see them as former cotton pickers and all that kind of stuff. And I don't care how poor the white person is, they still will feel they're better than Oprah, Tyler, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj, LeBron James, all that, because they're white. Yep. Because they're white. And
living
I know
in a trailer
was talking about the conflict in the Ukraine and Russia. I know we're talking about that, but I think I was triggered when I saw that in the midst of war, there is still so much hate for people of color, you know, and to me that was paramount to everything else going on, because if you got bombs dropping, you got bullets flying over your head, and you're more concerned about the Black person trying to get on the bus than everybody getting out safely, that's an issue on a global scale.
But here's this: if you now here's another spin on it. Now, you being a doctor, and you know that that's a racist country, or what have you, or certain racist people, would you go work over there?
What do you mean?
Would you go and work in Ukraine as a professor or whatever?
But I go work there now?
No, I'm just saying.
I know. I didn't know that. I didn't know they had these kind of ideals towards Black people.
Got you. Okay.
You know, so no, it's bad enough trying to excel in America as a Black person.
Right.
I'll go somewhere else and struggle harder.
Right.
you know, hold on. Here we go. Deidre said, well, the leaders there, reporters here, said the tragedy is the role being killed are blue eyes and blonde hair. Rewrite that, Deidre. I got lost in the sense. Rewrite it, Deidre. You probably typing real fast. Well, the leaders there, reporters here. Okay, rewrite that, Deidre, so I can reread it, because it's missing a word or two, I think.
Or three.
All right, or three. All right, so listen, I want to do this. Oh, here we go. It's okay for Syrians and Afghans, but God forbid they are white. I mean.
Yep.
I mean. Here we go. So listen, I want to do a quick video screening. You want to call it that. So I am in a documentary called Being Beyond Ed Buck, and it aired on All Black TV, and All Black is part of Amazon. So if you have Amazon, you can go to All Black and get a subscription. You can get subscription and cancel it within 14 days. I know you're like, I ain't paying for no more subscriptions. You can cancel it after 14 days. You get that trial era, and you can watch Beyond Ed Buck. So it's a documentary that was written and produced by Jace Barrett and Haley Shahar. So if you ever watch Pose, so Lulu in Pose is Haley Shahar, and she did this documentary about Ed Buck. So I talked about this before, years ago when it first started. Ed Buck was a political donor in Los Angeles, a white gay man, political donor, and he did a lot of party and play with Black gay men. Party and play is drugs and sex and whatnot. And in his apartment, 2 Black men died, Jamel Moore and Timothy Dean.
That was in West Hollywood, right?
Right. And it was in West Hollywood. And for a long time, Jackie Lacey, the district attorney, was not going to try to press charges or whatever, because he's a white Democratic donor. I mean, come on, let's think about it. But thanks to the media and all this kind of stuff, it made national news, and he eventually was jailed. Well, Beyond Ed Buck talks about the whole situation, and then it goes beyond that and talks about the plight of Black transgender persons and how they're being killed and whatnot. So I want you guys to just check out this trailer. check out this trailer, and hopefully it entices you and inspires you and motivated. And look real quick in the trailer, and you'll see me. I'm real quick. Like you blink,
You don't get killed. You don't get killed during the credits,
I don't
dude.
get killed in the trailer. But if you watch the whole documentary, I'm in it a lot. So Kwame, we're in your hands. If you can play the trailer to Beyond Ed Buck.
What is a black victim in this country?
Who is Ed Buck?
2 gay black men died at his home.
A violent, dangerous sexual predator.
He was very involved with the Democratic Party.
Ed Buck was hiding in plain sight.
We are allowing people in power to pay for our lives.
Black trans people don't feel safe.
This is what oppression looks like.
We need to understand the why, the root cause.
We need a talking to in our own community because we do not show up.
Black people are being murdered. All of us should come together.
I'm not gonna stop.
If it challenges your perception, so be it.
So please take time to check out Beyond Ed Buck. It's a very powerful documentary. Everybody say, I want to know more, I want to learn more. Well, look at it and you will understand a lot of the plight that the members of the Black LGBT community go through, especially the role of crystal meth. And crystal meth is oftentimes not talked enough within Black communities. People see it as a white drug or something like that, but crystal meth runs rampant within the Black LGBT community. And I just challenge everyone, take time out to check out the documentary. It is about an hour and a half long. It is on All Black TV. When you go to All Black TV, you see all these other phenomenal All Black shows produced by Black people. So it's a FUBU network for us, by us. All right, make sure you do that. So Dana, what did you look? I know you haven't watched it yet, but did the trailer incite you, motivate you?
It did, because you already know my ally. So I'm definitely going to check it out. I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm your manager now. They should have had me there because I'd have been like, he needs a little bit more lighting on his segment. When you
look at it, we watched it yesterday, and Eddie was like, "Why you the only one so dark?" I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna call.
I was like, wait a minute. They need a couple more ring lights. They need a couple more ring lights.
Everybody else got this bright light, and and I'm just this dark, dismal figure about you gonna die. It's like really, but
I was I know it was you because I heard your voice, and right. That was him. He was in that.
I was in it. I am honored to be in it, and when I watched it, they really did not edit a lot of stuff that I said. They really captured a lot of it. Good. Really, really, really good. I've seen some poorly produced documentaries and be like, "Ooh, y'all didn't do it justice," but no. Jace and Haley did a phenomenal job with this and capturing just the struggle and the challenge. So I'm just going to ask everybody, please 100% support, because we always talk about we need more of our stories told by us.
I'm sorry, producer. I do apologize. I forgot you were watching. I'm sorry. I will not talk about y'all techniques again.
Hey, don't slam Pyro. So I'm just
Pyro's techniques is fire.
We always talk about, we don't have enough stories by us, told by us, yada, yada, yada. We always got these white producers and directors telling our stories.
Right.
Well, this is us talking about us. So, let's put our time where our mouth is and just watch. It's free. It will cost you nothing.
Yeah.
And speaking of cost, I also got to pitch something else that I'm doing. I'm going to Ghana. In May. So I turned 50 in January, and I didn't have a big 50th birthday party. I didn't want to have a big birthday party because most time when folks throw these huge parties, they're throwing it for everybody else.
Right.
And you said like, okay, I did this whole party and everybody else had fun. Now I'm broke, or now I got to help clean or whatever the case may be. I want to do something different. So I'm going to Ghana the week after I walk across the stage. So I graduate on, hold on, I have it written right here. I graduate on May 21st, and on May 27th, I am on a flight to Ghana, and I'll be going to Ghana for 10 days. And during that time, I'm going to be going to different parts of Ghana. But most important, I'm going to go to the city of Kumasi. And in Kumasi, I'm going to go to a school. And at this school, I'm going to be working with the children and teaching them stuff and getting involved in the culture. And I have the opportunity to buy hygiene products and also buy desks. So the kids in the village, they're sitting on concrete floors or sitting outside because they don't have enough desks for all the kids. So I am raising money to buy hygiene products and kits for the kid and desks for the kids. So it's me and it's like 20 of us going, and we have this charge to raise this money, and we're all going to be teaching classes. We're going to turn up here and there, but it's really a missions trip. So I'm going to ask everyone in the village, if you are watching, to please donate to my GoFundMe. Donate to the GoFundMe, Donta's Ghana Getaway. 24 movers and shakers, 3 missions, desks, school supplies, and hygiene products. We're doing something special for the young girls because over there in this town we're going to, they don't have feminine hygiene products. So the young girls, when they start their cycle, they don't have what they need to stay clean, to stay fresh, to navigate that. So I'm doing all this in partnership with this phenomenal organization. I'm excited to be going. I have never been to Africa. I mean, y'all know I've been to India twice. I've been to Dubai. I've been to all the other touristy spots, but I have never been to Africa. I'm excited about going home. So we're all saying we're all going home. I'm gonna go to the point of no return, where the slaves, got on the ships and they never got to come back. So please, if you can, yes, Sharitha, you did. I thank you so much. Thank you, Sharitha. Rodney John just jumped on. What's up, Rodney? Rodney, I got to get you on my show, man. Talk about these hats. So listen, Rodney John is this phenomenal person. Let's just say that phenomenal person, but he has these hats, these brims that he custom makes. And if you're on Instagram, made by Rodney John. I mean, Wendy Raquel Robinson just rocked one. Niecy Nash just rocked one. Sherry Shepard just rocked one. These hats are boss. So Rodney, let's coordinate a date to get you on the Donta Show. Talk about life as an entrepreneur and these hats, bro. Let's make it happen. But back to my GoFundMe. So if you're able to just give, $1, a 10, or 2, that'll help out. All right? Bet. So Dana, what's going on with you? What you got lined up now that the pandemic is easing up a little bit? We ain't got a mask up indoors. What's good with Dana? You back in the studio? You back playing? What's happening?
Definitely back in the studio. I linked up with somebody that I was trying to link up with for a long time. You know who he is, and a very promising young man in the music industry. You know him well. And so we're linking up in the near future, and we're going to talk business. And I think everything is getting ready to start taking off. My band that I play with, we're back at Kobe Steakhouse out in Seal Beach every second and fourth Saturday at 8 o'clock. The name of the band is called Tight Ship, and we're out there playing. I'm playing and singing along with Monique Renee, who's on here watching, and my brother Marvin Banks, who's on here watching. So come out and check us out every second and fourth Saturday in Seal Beach at Kobe Steakhouse, right on the same lot as Spaghettinis. But I'm writing, I'm getting stuff placed. The doors are opening. So, it's God's timing. It's just God's timing. Like I said in my drop, stay focused and stay on that path and let him be the driver. And once you get out of the way, because he's a gentleman, he's not going to take control unless you give it to him. And once you get out of the way and let him steer, things are just going to start opening. So that's what's happening with me. I can't wait till we'll see. Yeah.
Real talk. That's real talk. So listen, another quick commercial break, y'all. We're going to come back, and I'm going to give y'all some updates on what's going to happen with the Donta Show. It's a phenomenal little spinoff that's going to happen because I'm part of this national endeavor that is charging me to do something. We'll talk about that. And then Monique Simpson said, trust me, Dana is singing at Kobe's. Singing. What's up, Aura? Better late than never. You are here in the house. So quick commercial break. We come back. I'm going to tell you what's up with the Donta Show, and then we're going to wrap it on up. Be right back.
Yes, sir.
So listen up, y'all. Y'all know that I am big on education, especially about HIV and sexual health. So tie that in with COVID-19 vaccines. So I'm sure a lot of you have never even stopped to have the conversations about HIV vaccines, what is on the horizon, what may be available, what is in research and all that kind of stuff. So I'm a part of I'm a faith ambassador for the HIV Vaccine Trials Network, or the HVTN, which is a fairly funded component that really provides comprehensive knowledge about HIV and COVID-19 vaccines. So starting next week, I will be doing the Donta Show. We'll be doing clergy combos, or combos with clergy. I forgot the name, Kwame, but combos with clergy, because I have been charged to basically have conversations and dialogue with Black faith leaders within Los Angeles, all on the West Coast. So I have reached out to a lot of clergy friends that I have, pastors, bishops, overseers, and whatnot, and invite them on to have one-on-one conversations with me to talk about HIV and COVID-19 vaccines and what is going on within the Black community when it comes to vaccines, and what is going on with the faith-based community when it comes to education. So those will start next week. I think my first one is next Saturday, I believe. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out. But you're going to be seeing a spinoff of the Donta Show. Donta Show Clergy Convos is really talking about HIV and COVID-19 vaccines. Because as you know, COVID is still here. You know, I just got off of another COVID-19 meeting that I'm part of, another initiative that happens in LA. I'm on a task force talking about vaccine. COVID ain't going nowhere. All right. Now it's constantly changing and we're hearing new things about it, but it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going
Right.
But we all know if you are Black, more than likely you grew up in the Black church or somewhere close by, or in the vicinity of the Black church. And the Black church used to be this hub for information, this hub for conversation, this hub for just awareness and activism. And it's kind of lost its vigor in that area over the years. It's become more of an institution that really focuses on, I don't want to say financial gain and prosperity. It still talks about wellness, but it is not just the center of information that it used to be. So my desire is to put the Black church back on the map as a trusted institution to really give comprehensive information about things that people want to know about. You know, the Bible says, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. And for me, it is nothing worse than an ignorant pastor that cannot rightfully have conversation with somebody when they ask them a question. Well, Pastor, what do you think about this? Oh, well, baby girl, you know, just go pray. Okay. So I'm going to have these discussions with pastors to bridge gaps and bring them in and give them the facts about vaccines. People living with HIV need to be educated. They need to know about it. People need to know what's going on with COVID, the COVID vaccines, the changes and all that kind of stuff. Should I give the vaccine to my child? You know, should I do that or should I not do that? What are the side effects of the COVID vaccine? I mean, what are the side effects of any vaccine? And these are things we don't know about. You know, I am big on educating us because I do not want us left behind. We are constantly left behind because we're never at the table. So now that I am kicking indoors and getting a seat at the table, I'm coming back to the hood and making sure my folks know what's good.
That's it. Put it in a box. That's it.
Oh.
You only get to use that one time. That's a oneer and doneer.
I'm just saying.
But I agree with you. I agree with you on educating the community. Because a lot of people are ignorant with the lack of knowledge to even the community. I was ignorant until I did my research and I, befriended people that brought me up to speed on what was going on so that I can become an ally and not be ignorant about it. Because I'll stand back to back with you and fight with you. And I will. And so I don't, that's one thing I will not tolerate. And so I'm glad that you're doing that to give the education, to give people the knowledge, because like you said, the church it's going to perish. So
it's going to perish.
Everybody needs to have knowledge of these things, especially moving forward, because the gay and lesbian community is so prominent now than back before. They would just sweep it under the rug. But now it's ever evolving. 2022, everybody doing everything and nobody cares. It's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's such a mute conversation.
Yeah, it's like, who cares?
Over that.
Yeah, we've been over that.
Yeah,
it's like, talk about something else.
Talk
about, the pins you got on.
Anything else. It's racism everywhere, and we ain't talking about that.
Right.
So and then also when it comes to like I said, when it comes to COVID, and the vaccine is so much unknown, and people, thanks Ty, appreciate it. And there's so much unknown, and there's so much that people need to know, and people want to know, but they don't know where to go and access information. And I think that, when we think about the Black church and think about pastors and the voice of the pastor, the voice of the clergyman, to those that are like relying on the church. And I'm going to do what my pastor says do, because my pastor is me, my pastor, then God. We put the pastor, you can go to God, you can go around the pastor and get to God yourself. Another conversation. But I think that it's time for clergy to really step up and become those conduits that are needed in the community. They're really needed. So these conversations are going to be hearty. They're going to be rich. They're going to be really research driven, because I'm going to let them know this is what the research states. This is what science says. This is what has been examined to be true. This is not hearsay, because one thing that we know that still exists within communities of color is medical mistrust. Medical mistrust is rampant within communities of color, specifically the Black community. The Black community is like, I'm good. We think about Latino communities, they're scared for immigration, they're scared of DACA and all that kind of like, well, if I go to the clinic, are they going to find out that I'm not, a citizen and saying, there's so much going on when it comes to just getting vaccinated, getting healthcare, finding out what you qualify for. It's just a lot. And we need to educate our faith leaders so they can give knowledgeable responses to these questions.
That goes with mental health as well, and other types of counseling, because a lot of people go to their spiritual leaders for counseling, and sometimes they get stuck on what their responses are going to be to you. You know what I'm saying? Because everything doesn't deserve, like you said, go pray about it, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Some things have to be done physically. Some things have to be actually done to get to that, to get to the break. You know what I mean?
Well, first of all, most clergy, they need to be accredited. It's like, I'm like, where are your papers at, Doc? Where are your papers? Because being a pastor preaching is one thing. Preaching is the easy part.
Right.
Having your ear and hooping, that's the easy part. Being a pastor is something totally different. Different.
Yeah.
So to be a good and effective pastor, you got to be in tune with what's going on. You got to be knowledgeable of what's going on, knowledgeable of the people that you are speaking to, who's in your congregation. If you're not doing light touches to know what's going on in your congregation, you're ill-effective, because nobody hears you because you ain't talking to them.
Right. You're talking at them. You're talking at them.
Yeah, good conversations. Hey, y'all, so make sure you follow us on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/Donta Morrison, youtube.com/Donta Morrison, and subscribe to the Donta Show. It will cost you absolutely nothing. It is free for all to do. So regardless of your age, race, sexual orientation, how you identify, marital status, I don't care. Subscribe to the Donta Show and be a part of these phenomenal conversations. Dana, how can they find you, man?
You can find me at Instagram at DNA716. Again, as I said earlier, you'll find out a little bit of what I want you to know as far as my music business and things that I got going. Because just like people pray for you, they pray against you. So I ain't giving you everything, but I give you a little snippet here and there.
And that's it. And make sure to follow me on Instagram, Donta_Morrison, Donta_Morrison on the IG Village. You know that we rock with y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for always being our ride or dies. Hey, if anybody wants to be a guest on the Donta Show, just reach out to pyromedianetwork.com, pyromedianetwork.com, and you can be a guest on the Donta Show. Just fill out the questionnaire, pick a date. They'll reach out to me and say, you want this person to know? I'll probably say, yeah. I think I've only denied like 2 people because, just whatever. But if you're going to be a guest on the Donta Show, as you can see, we talk about all things Black. So if you got a Black message, Black agenda about Black people, Black business, Black singer, Black entrepreneur, bliggity, Black, I don't care. Just reach out to Pyro to be a guest on the Donta Show. What's up, Kalu_1? Appreciate you for watching. Thank you, Thais. Yo, check out the Thais Show too on YouTube. You got it. The Thais Report is a beast. It's a beast over there on YouTube. Support my brother friend Thais, please do that because Thais rides with me and I rides with he, and we make this happen for we.
Hey, we got 3 minutes, and we haven't, and I think we shortchanging our village because we haven't done this in a minute. So we have to spread love.
Instead of spreading lies,
we got to spread love.
Instead of spreading lies,
All right. Oh gosh.
So, yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Listen, yeah, we appreciate it. So I just thank y'all for watching. Yo, that's a good question. I can't dive into that right now, Kalu. Oh my God, had you been on here an hour ago? We had time to ask questions, but we were wrapping up the show tonight. Tune in tomorrow, and I will give you my thoughts on that. So Kalu_1 asked the question: how do you guys feel about Congress finally passing the lynching law? The key word in that sentence is finally. Finally. So we will. I'll unpack that tomorrow. Do a little snippet of my take on that. So tune in tomorrow night for part 2. All right, tune in tomorrow night and we'll unwrap that. Jonathan, I see you, fam bam. I love you, man. We love all of y'all. Paul,
yes,
I love you,
definitely.
Man. Love you. So until tomorrow night, please be safe. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Practice social distancing. Do all that kind of jazz. But enjoy life.
Enjoy it.
Nothing you can do about it. I'll see you tomorrow night right here on Facebook Live and YouTube, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Take care and God bless.
Peace.
Oh my God. My God.